Hey friends, today we're going to take a look at some different types of natural fertilizers. When you think about fertilizer, what comes to mind? There are two types of fertilizers, synthetic and organic. Synthetic fertilizers are man-made inorganic compounds. Natural fertilizers are derived from either plants or animals, and this is what we'll be focusing on today. Wood ash is high in potash and can be lightly scattered over your garden. Potash assists with fruiting and flowering. Wood ash is alkaline and can help to remedy acidic soils. It can also be sprinkled onto your compost pile if it begins to smell a little. Poultry feathers contain nitrogen and can be added to your compost, but to avoid the feathers blowing away, try soaking them in water first. You can also buy feather meal and apply it directly to your garden, just the way you would do with blood and bone. Eggshells are a great source of calcium. Calcium plays an important part in regulating soil acidity, assists with nutrient uptake in plants, and is responsible for holding together the plant's cell walls. Simply crush them up and sprinkle them onto your garden or add to your compost. You can also bake the eggshells in the oven first to make them much easier to crush. Similar to eggshells, shell grit is also high in calcium. Leaves are packed with trace minerals and help to feed earthworms and beneficial microbes. You can add them to your compost pile, mow them directly into your lawn, make a leaf mold, or use as a mulch. Next, we have seaweed. Many types of seaweed do not contain cellulose and therefore break down faster than other plants. Make sure you wash the salt off thoroughly by leaving them soaking in a drum of water or leaving them out in the rain. Seaweed is a rich source of boron, iodine, calcium, magnesium, sodium, and other trace elements. Be careful not to use too much, as the readily available nutrients can quickly lead to nutrient toxicities if overused. Aside from sourcing your own seaweed, you can also purchase seaweed extract in either powder or liquid forms. Seaweed has complex carbohydrates that stimulate microbes in the soil and assist plants to take up all of their nutrients. It's also fantastic at preventing transplant shock. It smells pretty nasty, but it's wonderful stuff. Fish emulsion is a partially decomposed blend of pulverized fish that can be used as a foliar spray or as a soil drench. It's rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and trace elements such as calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and sodium. And yes, it stinks pretty bad too. Speaking of all things smelly, you can't go past blood and bone, which is literally made up of animal blood and bones ground up into a powder. Depending on the brand you buy, the ingredients will vary. However, blood and bone is generally high in nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium. There are lots of types of straw and hay available, with each type varying in nutrition content. Beware of straw or hay that has seed mixed in with it. Trust me, I learnt the hard way here. Lucerne hay has a much higher level of nitrogen than grass hay and can be used when relatively fresh. If grass hay is used fresh in the garden, it is advisable to add a nitrogen fertilizer to the base of each plant. Light prunings can be shredded or mowed before adding to your compost pile or can even be used as a mulch. Heavier prunings can be put through a chipper or a mulching machine. Another type of natural fertilizer is good old animal manure, including poultry, sheep, goats, pigs, horses, and cows. Just make sure they are well aged first, or you can burn your plants and risk spreading weed seeds. Green manure refers to crops that are grown specifically to be dug back into the soil. They act as a living mulch whilst growing, preventing soil erosion and increase soil organic matter. Green manures often contain a type of leguminous plant and therefore help to feed the soil with nitrogen via nitrogen fixation. Before the crop flowers and sets seed, it is either slashed down to the ground or tilled back into the soil. This process improves soil structure, water retention, and helps to draw minerals up through the soil profile, making them more available to plants. Thanks for watching. If you can think of any other types of natural fertilizer, please leave a comment below so we can all learn together. And don't forget to subscribe and ding the bell on your way out so you don't miss out on any new videos. And happy gardening!